Welcome back to the Tacomaholic channel, everybody, where I feed your addiction for everything Tacoma related. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, go ahead and subscribe now. As you guys can probably tell from the intro, it does not take much effort to steal a Toyota Tacoma tailgate, regardless of the generations. I think the third and second gen, it's the exact same setup. As you saw in the video, obviously I didn't actually cut the wires for my backup camera, but that's really all you have to do damage-wise, and it will lift right out. Now, I'm not sure what the exact price for a whole new tailgate is, but if you buy it from Toyota and you have to have it painted to match, I would assume it's going to be at least $500, probably a lot more. Of course, if you have salvage yards near where you live, you might be able to get one that way, but this is a surprisingly high dollar item that gets stolen all the time, simply for the fact that they are interchangeable. Like, say, for the second gens, that's a 10-year run. They fit on anything, and as you probably know, Toyota Tacomas are very popular for work trucks and stuff like that. So this is one of these things that gets stolen all the time because, at least for the second gens, Toyota did not add a locking tailgate handle as an option from the factory. Of course, if you do not have one of these, I just have the regular pop and lock. I'll put a link below so you can check that out. Definitely grab one of these, but I'm going to go over what I think is the strongest and the most stoutest, is that even a word, accessory you can add to your tailgate to add a second level of anti-theft protection. And here it is. This bracket is made by Christian06 on Tacoma World. I will put a link down in the description below for his thread for the second and third gen version. I don't know if they are different or identical, but there are two threads for those, so you can check that out. This is 3/16 steel. It does come bare, so you do have to paint it, obviously, to keep it protected. I just used a few coats of self-etching primer. It's called dark steel paint. I just grabbed it at Home Depot. Give it a nice finished look. Same color I used on my worn Epic hook on my winch up in the front. So once you paint it, get it protected from the elements. Should be good to go. I'll show you in just a second where this installs, but it is just $15 shipped on Tacoma World. Yes, there are a ton of other options you can go with, but I think this one, obviously since it is steel, is the strongest. I'll probably do a video in the future going over some other options, but definitely check this one out. Again, only 15 bucks, definitely worth looking at. So as you saw in the intro, once you take both cables off, this literally just lifts out from the passenger side. What this bracket or hook will do, you can see the hole right there. You remove this T40 Torx screw, slip this into place around the circular cylinder right here, and that will hold it, preventing it from it being just able to be lifted out without any effort at all. Obviously, as with the other versions you've probably seen for anti-theft devices that go around this cylinder down here, a thief could still remove the screw right here, but again, you want to make this as difficult as possible for them. Make them carry tools around, whatever. They're going to move on to easier prey items. And Torx bits are not that common. Torx screwdrivers, Torx bits for ratchets, all that stuff. So this will definitely slow them down, which is really all we can hope for. So aside from the bracket, obviously all you need to do this install, you need a T40 Torx bit, which I guess you can buy by itself at like Home Depot or something. I like this Nyko kit. It comes with tons of other Torx bit specs you can use for a bunch of other Tacoma products. And you see, where's the T40? T40 right here. I think this is like 10 bucks on Amazon. Again, I'll link to this down in the description below. I've never removed the actual Torx screw over here before, and it is painted, so you may need a breaker bar. We'll see. I was going to use my Milwaukee power ratchet, but as you can see with the 1/4-inch bit adapter on it, it sort of hits my bumper right there, so that is not going to fit. So we'll be using my small 1/4-inch ratchet, which is why you can see the handle's like 4 inches long. I've got my little mini breaker bar, which is just like a clothes hanger I cut to length. I'll slip over the handle, see if I can bust this thing loose. Okay, the first problem you're going to see, this is the bolt I need to remove, the T40. You can see with the bit here on the ratchet, it is way too long and is hitting my bumper. I cannot get on that at a 90-degree angle. Don't want to risk stripping this out by trying it at a slight angle. So the solution for this, go ahead and sort of like halfway take off your tailgate. So go ahead and remove both cables. It obviously is going to be a lot easier to do if you have someone helping you. And I'll show you in just a second, but once you have the cables out, you can slide this out of the cylinder. Slide this part of the tailgate out just, I don't know, like 10 degrees so it clears wherever your bumper is. And if you have a factory bumper, maybe it's not an issue, but for my aftermarket one, certainly is. Sliding the tailgate out like that will expose the bolt, so I can go ahead and get it off without risking stripping it, and then just reverse process to get everything back on. before you take both of the cables off to allow you access to this bolt over here, make sure you get some kind of towel, microfiber cloth, whatever, and set it right down here on the bumper so you will not scratch the bottom right here. Okay guys, and as far as getting the bracket actually in there, I am not ashamed to admit I was a complete moron when I was trying to install this. I was doing it pretty much every which way except the correct way. Easiest way to get this in here, and I guess the only way, is you can see I've got the tailgate completely flat, both cables attached. Let me set the camera up real quick. It does have this curved hook right here. This is actually the security part that keeps it from lifting out. You're going to sort of just get it in here and jiggle it, really.
All you got to do is jiggle it. You just get it in there. Jiggle it, jiggle it.
Once you get it going, you can see it's sort of at an angle. It will end up straight, but just sort of get it in there. You're going to get it around the whole cylinder down there. And just, you know, sort of micro adjustments, and it will actually go in and then slide it all the way down so it's resting. Then at that point, we're just going to reinstall the T40 Torx bolt. And since the tailgate is installed with the cables and everything, there is that clearance issue with my aftermarket bumper. So what I'll be using is a 90-degree bit with a smaller T40 Torx bit, which does fit in there. So if you don't have one of these, you can definitely get it finger tight, but obviously you want this as tight as possible. I'm just going to use my small impact driver, and that will work out fine. Go ahead and get it started by hand there, just so it's seated a little, securing the bracket. And there, I got it installed with a few clicks. So with my impact driver, that is definitely secure. Going to be a pain in the ass to remove. And if you really wanted to go crazy, I'm not going to do this, but I guess you could put some kind of fast drying, setting up epoxy or something in there just to go ahead and fill the T40 Torx area, so it's going to be that much harder to remove. But that would include if you ever wanted to remove your tailgate for whatever reason, so I'm not going to do that. But I suppose you could take it to the next level and go that route if you wanted. All right, everybody, that is it for the tailgate anti-theft device install specifically for a second-gen Tacoma from Christian06 on Tacoma World. Again, just $15 shipped. I believe he does ship to Canada also, but there is an extra shipping charge for that. And again, if you are interested in grabbing one of these, just 15 bucks. I will link to the second and third gen thread down below. If I remember correctly, I think the third gens are 20 bucks, but again, not really going to break the bank for the security for this, because again, the tailgate, I want to say the tailgate paint is a few $100s, but the camera in here is also very expensive. So I've seen some people say it cost about $1,000 to replace, which is, I'd be beyond pissed. So $15 versus $1,000, definitely worth it in my opinion. Comment below, let me know what you think of this anti-theft device and if you plan on getting one. And don't forget to swing by Christian06's threads on Tacoma World to check out the threads in detail. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.